Hi guys. I don't know if anybody wants to watch me getting to know this airplane. Let's see. KEYW. Vector 255 back. 225 to RSW. Vector 35. To Murdo. Yes. Load that. And then oops. KPIE. Alright. The flight plan's in. There we go. And how big is that range ring? 1 mile. Nope. 2 miles. Oh, that's 5,000 feet. Gotta go this way. 8 miles. That's 5 miles. That'll do. All right. Oh, and I needed to put in fuel. Let's see, 4273. That's my fuel. Light. That's good. All right. I'm still getting to know this airplane. You know, I don't necessarily like the fact that it doesn't have charts, but you can get charts in here if you want it. I certainly don't like that. Apart from that, this is a really good airplane. You know, let's see, what runway are we using today? Some rain up north. The wind is, we're taking runway 9, okay? And then up at St. Pete, we're taking, let's see, it's out of the east at 5, so we'll take, we'll probably take 18. Alright, so this will be fun. So we're going to take, let's see, runway 9. So that means we're departing east And we are turning around and going pretty much west, probably go northwest. So this airplane, weirdly, this airplane does not have taxi lights. I don't believe it does. So if you're taxiing at night, I guess you're using the landing lights. So that's that. And park and brake off. I have a fly in my room, and it keeps trying to fly into my monitor, weirdly enough. So I've spent some real time putting a plan together for this airplane. Or, you know, getting it ready. You know, I've been dragged from one moment to another. At first I was just messing around to see if I could get my hardware mapped to it. And then, you know, let's tweak a little bit here and a little bit there. Let's just add a little bit here. Not really taking the airplane very seriously, I don't think. And I think it has steadily risen to, you know, it's in the 8s. It's not going to get 9, but it's risen up in the 8s. If it had the real FMS, it'd be 9, but I would never expect that out of Coronado. They don't have that kind of skill. But they got lots of skill in making graphics. And graphics, actually, I think the flight model is better than the graphics in this airplane. So we're going to use a good amount of gas in this short little trip, because we're only going to go up to 17,000 feet. Going up to St. Pete, it's like an hour flight. See how it goes. It's a little bit late for me. I would have been flying earlier, but I had to do something for my son, and I was doing some stuff. This is a really nice airport. I've still got to spend more time with its checklist. But that's not what I want to do tonight. I don't have that much time, so I'm not going to do that. So lights are on, icing, flaps, do flaps 10. transponder. You know, honestly, I don't know. This says ATC and this says TCAS, so I guess I'll click that to. It seems to be off, or that. And what is that for? Let's transponder switches. This thing does have a toga. Hold on, let me mount my toga button real quick. Joystick. I have had, let's see, so, nope, not this one. This one. And I want to map, edit, wrong thing, let's see. Take, autopilot takeoff, go round. I think that's it. Alright. And down here, let's see, so that's, toga really just sets that. So let's see, I will do heading mode and alt cell. Not gonna let me do alt cell? Really? There we go. And we're gonna do 4,000. That's a. Alright. And we'll go heading mode, and we are in GSPD. Oh, ground speed. Next time I take this flight, I'm going to turn on my surround sound. I'm going to stream my surround sound. Flaps up, yaw damper. And we'll turn to 330. Surprises me that the flight director stays that low, but put on IAS mode. Press the Alt. And let's put that autopilot on. Oh. Speed. Hold on. Speed. About to screw up big time here. I had it right. This plane is different. I like the TBM in that regard. Alright, so I overshot the altitude. We're going to go on up to 12,000. We're going to try that again. Okay, and then we'll set IAS and altitude. There we go. So 200, that's good. And I need to nav. Still got to get used to some of those things. Autopilot behaves differently. In the TBM, you click IAS and it holds whatever altitude or speed, but this one follows this yellow knob here. And then VS, if you click the VS button, even if you tune this beforehand, it resets it to 0 and you have to retune it back up. So it follows that little thing there, which isn't bad. It's just takes some getting used to. Alright, so let's go on up to 17,000. So yeah, I didn't stream this weekend. I don't think well, I did. I streamed a couple of things about AILs and the airport enhancement package. You know, I'm reserving judgment on them, mostly until I get around to some more of those airports. They could be nice tools. How cool would this be to fly a Citation? You gotta be kidding me. Plug in. Oh wait. Shut that crap off. Sneezing. No joke. Shut that off. So yeah, so we're going to runway 18, get up to altitude. I'll VNAV this thing out. One thing about VNAV is it does not seem to be giving me the VNAV voices, so I don't know if there's something I need to set up here. Maybe. audio. Maybe that's it. It's pretty loud. We'll try there. How are we doing? Okay, so we're at 17,000. And that's it. That's as high as we're going. The 3D sound, well, I've got a surround sound headset on, and the sound is pretty flippin' amazing. Okay, so I'm going to power back to 93 here. So there was rain to the south of us, and we missed it all. It was south. There is rain up here to the north, so let's have a look at the weather radar. Let's see, how do I do that? There, and there, and here. Weirdly, the down button is up. No rain, maybe it's below us. I don't know of any other way to get, oh, there it is. So if I go down, cool. And then, no, I don't want that. Go back. Oh, this is brightness is what that is. And that's distance. Okay, so I've got everything right here. I don't have to bring up that other window. That's nice. 17,000 feet, we're gonna... I don't have Navigraph in here. Well, we do. If I want to bring up a window. But actually, I think I'll just bring it up over here. St. Pete Airport diagram. That. Need the ILS to runway 8 and 109.1. Oh, it's already set. Alright, nav 2 is for our missed approach on PIE, which is 116.4. That. Okay, and I don't think there's any way to get the DME for nav 2 here. Like, how would you know whether that was nav 1 or nav 2? So it's nice, but, you know, and changing this one changes that one. Yes, I take 0.1 off for that. Alright, so we got that. And then the approach starts at 1,700 feet. So we will go down to, let's see, we're going to be over the top of the airport, while we'll be over the side. I'm going to say 3,000 by St. Pete. So if I go to flight plan, this is an easy one. Down. And change it to 3,000. Alright. at 3,000. Alright. And then it's got VNav direct, which you don't want to click that because that'll start your descent right now. And then if I wanted to be at 3,000, say, -3, I could do that. Save. That's good. So well, unless it gives me a warning, we'll see if it gives me a warning. Now that I've got the volume turned up, but it wants me to descend at about 1,800 feet per minute. VNav is enabled, 3-degree descent, so 1,800 feet, and I do not believe that this button down here works. Like, you can click it all you want. Like, let's see, so if I go, let's say we just put in 1,600. Nope. Makes a nice sound though, huh? Useless. So hopefully it'll give us a warning 1 minute prior and we can start down. If not, I've got to sit here and stare at this window. For 20 minutes we're going to be descending. 20 minutes, so it's 9:38. So I flew this airplane down here the other day. I had I had some idea what I was doing, obviously, because it didn't crash. But I know a little bit more today. I had a resource that the speeds were all wrong. Now I think I've got the speeds mostly down pat. It's a fun airplane to fly. It's a high flyer. Flies at flight level 410. The sounds are beautiful. The graphics are decent. And, you know, with this thing, it takes care of some sins. So I'm looking forward to taking it on some trips. Till I get a better business jet. The one thing I was really impressed with is how it handles on final. It really is nice. Nice airplane. If you got an hour to blow, you can take it up for a flight, an hour or two. What's our ground speed here? 339. So up high, I would think that we'd be closer to 400. That's what it looks like outside, huh? It's a paint job. That's okay. Sucker's loud. Enough of that. God, that's loud. So audio panel, let's see. COM 1, COM 2. I forgot it had this here. I was looking over here. Playback, cabin speaker, speaker volume. So what volume is that? Alright. 3D audio. I don't know what that is. Got a voice recorder in it. Well, this is nice because when the ILS finally does come into range, it should be, let's see, IPIE. See that there. Beats listening to the Morse code. I'm going to St. Petersburg. How are you? Going to St. Pete. Not a long flight. I had enough time to do a short flight. So here we are. Real pretty. Pronounce that Huyality? Well, I guess he's gone. That's all right. So 17 knot crosswind. This is nice. I mean, if I had one of these when I go to sleep tonight, maybe I'll dream about it. You know, it would be nice to have this in here. That's the home button, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So no matter where you are, you can get back home. Yeah, so it's a little bit worn. This is, you know, at least a 30-year-old jet, at least. Probably 35. The Bravos have taken over. And in FS 2020 we'll have a Sovereign. Do I have active Skyrun? Yes, I do. Yep. turbulence. Movement is 50. Says it costs 1 to 2 frames. I'm going to shut that off for now. Sneezing is off. Speed brake. This is a new version. I don't want horizontal. I don't want vertical. I'm not sure I want any tilt. I don't know. Give it a little. Acceleration in the z-axis. Let's go there. See how it is. The preview of this is pretty weird. There's another little airport there, right there. If you want a good default airplane to do some touch and goes at down in Florida, that's a pretty decent one. It's Fort Meyer Executive is what I think it is. You know, it's like there's a lot of airports that are junk, and when you find a nice one, you know, I'll tell you what though, I found a lot of nice ones recently. I don't know if I'm getting lucky or if they're getting better. Could have been on VATSIM tonight, but I don't know this airplane well enough yet. Thing is, though, eventually you gotta just make the leap, because you're not gonna see everything you're gonna see on VATSIM. Not flying by yourself. 6 minutes. So let's dial in. I want to see if this thing says something. Vertical track. I think it's a guy's voice in the 750. And we'll see what kind of frame rate performance we get when we're down low. That's been a bit of a problem, I've noticed. So I may have to change my friggin' settings again. Asking too much of my sim is what I'm doing. I mean, a 2080, really pretty out there tonight. 2080 would be really nice to have. terrain anywhere in the area. So technically, I should be able to click that. I suspect it doesn't know jack. Maybe because I didn't put anything in here or something. And I don't know, this thing may not be connected. There may be a way I can force that switch on. We'll do it manually. What the heck? DS target is 1850, so we'll do 1900 feet per minute. So if I wanted to do a VNav direct right now, see there's VNav. Let's go back. Go down. Let's go here. VNav direct. So I just activated it. And there's nothing to do. So I can click VS and then let's do $1800 since we're a little early. Back to menu, VNav, DS target. Let's power back. So really, I don't need to go that steep. Make it a little bit nicer of a descent. Actually there. Flight path angle is 2.19. This is actually a good way to do it anyway. Now it's saying 1,000, so let's... What it is, we're slowing down so it doesn't need to descend so fast. And we're going to be early anyway, so yeah, this will do us. And let's see, we can set this here at 100. Hey Gene, how are you tonight? Is it hot there? Just doing a short flight. Just still getting to know this airplane. Not so hot. Wife and daughter having a fight. Ooh. How old's your daughter? I don't like fights either. Let's see, I left my landing light on. So there's that. The altimeter at my destination. 2999. Yep. I remember those. So I don't really need to do this, but I do need to click that. It's about a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, so that's not awful. And out. So we're just about, not far from St. Pete. I'm going to go up and do the ILS to 1.8. And I would think that they would take me out over the water, because why take me over close to Tampa at 2,500 feet? Get a view of KSRQ. Where is it? Should be up there somewhere. Maybe that's it right there. You do any salmon today? Yeah. They were actually down south of Key West when I departed. I haven't run across any weather on this flight whatsoever. They have, last year when I was in St. Pete in Clearwater, they had some spectacular storms every day. Every friggin' day. I mean, it was, I've got some recorded on video that were that spectacular. Just working, huh? Yeah, I spent all day working. I got off like at 4:30 or something like that, and I decided that I was gonna do a little bit of cooking, and then I came down here. I was doing a flight. Go upstairs and take care of the kids. So let's go heading mode and left about 340 or 310, 320, 310. Spent this weekend working on my sim, trying to make it a little nicer. Figure I'll work on it as much as I can this month. Very annoying Saturday morning because everything, it seemed like, you know, after that Friday night flight, everything was busted. So many things were busted, I couldn't believe it. Co-pilot's liking his view. I'd be curious what my frame rate is when I get up there. No, well, you know, I do have some hardware. I've got several Cytec panels, along with my crappy yoke and my crappy joystick, or my crappy throttle. Still waiting and waiting and waiting. So yeah, it helps with, you know, I was really wanting to get it because of, you know, autopilots that have the controls down here. You know, because you're sitting here and, you know, if you're in the real airplane, you can just reach down, feel for the knob and turn it, or press a button. And it's not something you can really do in a sim. So, I figured I'd get some of these panels, and they're okay. You know, we need better ones. Maybe I keep hoping that if there's any benefit to FS 2020 is that with a lot more simmers, they may start producing a lot more flight sim hardware. I hope. Yeah. Oh, it suddenly got dark. There's no weather reported around here. Just clouds, I guess. No rain. Pretty down there. Let's see, that's a 20-mile ring, so that puts us close to about a 5-mile downwind. I'll go a little further out. Installed Steam and you can't get it, FSX from Steam, you can't get it to work. Why did you do that? Okay, let's go heading this way. We'll fly up the coast. My son and I were down here somewhere. I think actually right around here. Pretty sure. There's a fishing pier right there somewhere. Can't remember what it's called. Yeah. Just, why not, right? Now let's see if we see that pier. I don't know if I'll be able to see it or not. That could be it right there. Or it could be right here, actually. Right there. That's it, right there. I don't remember what it's called, but you can go there and fish during the day. It doesn't cost very much money, and you can just spend the day fishing. And our hotel was probably right about here, I think. This is Treasure Island, I think, right here. Yeah, this is a nice area, really nice. You know, the way I could find it, where we were right across from the park. Or from there's a beach access, a really big, nice one. And up here there's a restaurant. It's probably right about there. Went there. It's just a burger joint right there on the beach, but the beach is huge right there. Yeah, see, there's a bridge that goes across right here, if that's the one. And then you make a right on this road here, and it's like right there. Yep, I think that's it.
2,500.
Yes, I would imagine so. A nice place to visit, really it is. Of course, you live at a very nice beach too, so you could just go down there to the bay and just hang out. My son fished his butt off. And if you want to see manatees, they're up here in this area. So let's go back, let's go proc, and let's go approach and ILS 18. What do I want?
2,500.
Darbs. I could use Whipso. And load the approach. Nope, wrong way. Alright, now let's turn right.
$2,500. 2,500.
Yes, 2,500. So any place out there at 1,700 feet, gotta watch out. Orbx has a big messed up antenna out here that's way too tall. The airport's right there. That's the airport. Let's see how big's that ring. 8 miles. So we're about at 8 mile downwind. let's slow it down some. I'd like to go up there and see the manatees. So we're beyond the final. I'll turn in at Zeepum. Zeepum? Let's do a VS alt and
2500.
then manatees, really? I went there when I was a Hollywood Marine. Alright, so let's go CDI and we'll go a little bit outside of Zeepum. I don't know why it wanted me to bring all this fuel. Yeah, you're not far from where I was. Alright, let's make a right turn. KPIE. What's 5 miles right there? So I'm still getting to know this airplane. Let's put in flaps 1. But I like it. I like this airplane. I'm gonna get to know it a little better. We'll see what we do. I've got a few airplanes that I want to get to know. I'm surprised at how good this one is, to be honest. I mean, it's Coronado, so I expect more flaws than I see in this airplane. It doesn't have very many. Except for the FMS, but I'm using this, so it doesn't matter. FMS is a pain. But it works. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just a pain. I've got my hands full learning the 738 one, right? I try to keep the number of planes I fly to. Yeah, it's a great idea. That's true story. That's, you know, if you think about what a real pilot does, he doesn't bounce around for, yeah, that's about me. I'll be going, you know, I'll probably fly the TBM tomorrow. I could have flown it tonight on VATSIM. Yeah, I like the FMS and the, well, I don't like the FMS and the, you know, the X-plane FMS very much. But, maybe if I got to know it better, I don't know. You know, it's just so long as it gets you where you're going. This is a kind of an FMS. It's just a color graphical touchscreen FMS that you can't touch, actually. But, yeah, there's that antenna right there, I think. Or is it further out? Maybe further out. There they are. See those suckers? When they do a patch to this area, they're going to fix those. Alright, so I need to make a right turn. Let's see. Right about there. And let's arm the approach. And... oh, the Zebo FMS. I like that FMS. It's very complete. You know, you can do holds with it now. Oops. I don't know my speed. I don't know my power settings in this airplane. That's a you know, a risky thing. So let me put another notch of flaps in. So I'm randomly selecting power settings. Need to be careful with that. See, so I'm doing, I want to be doing about a 120, and I'm at 65. Okay, now we're intercepting. I'm at 65, and so I need to be a little higher than 65 to do 120. Let's say, let's try 68. 69. $70. So I'm going to try to fly by hand down the ILS. There's 120 there. At 71. Let's do 70. So about 70 is 120. So that's where I need to be if I want to be 120. And then down final I need to be about 65 for 110. Not so much power setting. Maybe 68? Do you know this airplane? About 67. That's 67 for 120 knots. Okay. My sister flew into this airport. Need to check in with her. about 68. Yeah. Let's see, what'd you say you fly? The PC-12 and the Zebo, that's right. I've got the King Air. I've got the Airfoil Labs, and I need to spend some time with it too. I don't know, we'll see. I've got a month before the FS 2020. That'll be me cussing and swearing the whole time. 68 is 120 knots at 2 notches of flaps. Oh, hello. Gear down. And let's
autopilot.
Thank you.
Autopilot.
I'm going to go ahead and put the last notch of flaps down and set power to 64 thereabouts. Need a little more power. You want to be at 110.
1,000.
There we go. Said you want to be at 110.
400.
Not bad. I mean, it's
300.
I gotta get used to this ILS. That's different. This is one of those, you know, like you say, you can only fly a couple of airplanes because that ILS is very
200.
unusual.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Come on. These runway textures are from Ailes, I think. too much. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, that's the thing about a King Air is, I mean, you get up to altitude and you have to look up in the tables what your power settings are. I mean, if, you know, that's kind of off-putting. I mean, with the Cheyenne, it's pretty basic. You get up to altitude, and I think you dial your prop back to 2,000 or something, and that's or 19, somewhere 1900, 2000, that range. So it's really basic. If it had weather radar, I'd fly the pants off of that thing. You know, I noticed something though. All these developers are coming out and talking about, that they're going to be making stuff for FS 2020. Coronado has not said a word. And they're a big developer. You know, Orbx has said something. A bunch of airport developers have said something. I think who else? Flightbeam has said something. I'm not sure if Flight Tampa has, but I'm sure that they're going to. Flight Tampa is actually making a Vegas. Should be out soon for X-Plane. Um, so yeah, the only thing is the devs have to have, right now at least, they have to have 3ds Max, which is a super ridiculously expensive piece of software. Um, so there's going to be others that'll join too once they get Blender support or SketchUp support. Probably Blender more than SketchUp. But yeah, they haven't said anything. And the only dev for airplanes, I suspect that Aerosoft will be there because they're selling the software. I haven't heard from. Let's see, and Aerosoft would be good because they've got an excellent A320. Well, they may just see. It's up to Microsoft who gets to be in their store, and they may be held out because really, essentially, what they've kind of done by jamming out airplanes is shove everybody out of the way. Nobody will step on their toes. Hardly anybody. We've got in X-Plane, and it's the same in Prepared. There are all kinds of strange airplanes, but if you want a basic, ordinary airplane, you got to go to Coronado. If you want everything, yeah, it costs $120. That comes with 40 high detailed airports out of the box. Comes with about 15 airplanes. The TBM is one of them. The A320 Neo is another one. The 747. The Citation Sovereign. Park and brake lights off. Strobes off. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't even know the shutdown checklist for this thing other than this. Pull that up, and pull those back. And I'm not worried about it anyway because I can't do any damage. But we'll shut the generator. Well, I should have shut the avionics off. Avionics off, and then shut the generators off, and then the battery off. But let's take a replay of my landing, shall we? Because why not? Where are we? Too far. Right there. All right, then. And I'll go this side. That floated a good long way. Good landing, but it was a pretty decent float. I'm going to have trouble giving up the Zebo. Well, you know, honestly, I used to fly the PMDG before I flew the Zebo. It's a good, you know, it's a good airplane. It's just expensive as hell, that's all. You know? And really, yeah, I mean, it feels like it's one of those planes that you have to have as a 738. Even though I really much rather fly the 777. I always loved flying that airplane. So I'll probably get one PMDG at some point. But and I hope Flight 1, I haven't heard anything about Flight 1, but I hope that they actually bring the Mustang, the Citation Mustang over. I doubt they will, but that would be freaking excellent. I used to love to fly that airplane. What a landing. Not bad. Not bad. A little heavy on putting the nose down, but I like putting the nose down. Got the back nights. Oh, you did? You got the 787? I want to see that again. Let's zoom in. Is it any good? A little rough, but not bad. I think that bouncing up and down is caused by this ground roll, ground shakings. Let's cut that back a little bit. Cut it back to 10. And let's try it again, see what happens. Get that out of the way. See if it does it any worse. FMC, I've heard some not good things about it, but FMC is the hardest part of any airplane. But they're still working on it, right? Some textures are crap, but it's still a work in progress. Yeah, they've got I think they've got a decent 787 in prepared. You know, they've got two excellent A320s in prepared. Touchdown main, touchdown front. One more time. Yeah, I used to be kind of not a huge fan, but I used to, when I couldn't fly the Mustang because I was pissed off at it, to be honest. I would fly the A320. They're real similar. And finally one day I got really upset. I don't want to say upset. I started to wonder. I wonder if I could fix it. And I started doing research on the Mustang. And I did a lot of research. A lot. and I learned how to modify it. And when I was done, it was a nice airplane. There's still people passing around my FDE. I gave it away. I mean, I researched the hell out of it. And it was great. I enjoyed the crap out of it. After that, it was underpowered the way they did it. I fixed that big time. I fixed it right. I nailed those speeds. Yeah, Flight 1 has a bunch of airplanes. They were messing around in Coronado space a little bit. Actually, I think it was more the other way around. Coronado started messing with them. And then, but A2A stayed out of their space, which I thought was too bad because I thought they would have made some good ones. They did make the 172 and the 182. Neither of which was very good, to be honest. But that Comanche they did was brilliant. One more, wing view. Wing view. See if I've got my wing view set up. Let's see.
1,000.
Well, I got one wing set up. Frame rate is garbage because of this. Wow, that's a really crappy. Let's look out the other way, see if it's any better. I don't know why the frame rate here is so crappy. Just to have the Sky. Oh, the Skymaster was brilliant. I actually started a conversation with Bert Stoll, the guy that did the FDE for that with that thing. I was blown away by that airplane. It was brilliant. The flight model in that thing was. I mean, the first time I took off in it, I remember I sort of like sucked in air. Because it was just so Cessna. You know, I flew a lot of Cessnas, and it felt right. And so I talked to him quite a bit about not quite a bit, but about some of the other airplanes he made. He did a brilliant job on the PA-46 too. Not the T, the other one, the piston, 350P. That was another one that was really well done. Is just, yeah. You know what I wanted them to do is do another version of it.
100.
And offer a different cockpit.
50. 40.
No, my son's got
30,
VR.
20.
I couldn't stream VR.
10.
But I'm tempted from time to time. Thing is, you know, with VR you got to use those controllers to control your knobs and all that. I guess I could feel for them with my hands. Boy, what a crappy frame rate. Go up front and see if it's crappy up there. Yeah, it's 17, 18, 19. I'm just asking too much of my system. I've got my sliders almost all completely to the right. is it on the F-18 and FSX? I fell out of the chair. F-18, huh? Wow, that's really going for it. I would, you know, what was that? If you had, what was it? That Real Air made a Citabria, and they also made, they made two of them. That's the kind of airplane that I'd want to VR in, I think. And not a lot of controls. You're just basically flying VFR. You know. Even though it may be possible to, if I had a good autopilot, you know, if you didn't have to pay $1,000 to get a decent autopilot for an airplane, you could do it with that too. An early Oculus. My son's got he's got an okay one. He wants the one that doesn't have all the sensors all around it. It uses gyros instead. You were in a Citabria once? I wonder if it's the replay that's killing my frame rate too. Toggle replay mode. Here we are. Yeah, it was the replay that was killing my frame rate. I'm in the 30s now. Anyway, I'm gonna go upstairs and get something to eat. It's 11 o'clock here. No, it's 8 o'clock there, I guess. Up near Beale Air Force Base in Northern. That's up by Sacramento, right? All slides, loops. Yep, good time. Never been in one. Never been in anything acrobatic at all. That'd be nice to own one of those, wouldn't it? Love this airport. For freeware, hard to beat. Alright, Gene. Have a good night. I'll see you, maybe see you tomorrow. See you online tomorrow. Gotta watch one of your streams sometimes, huh? Good night.